All right, let's talk about luxury apartment marketing. I got a question from the great and powerful Shannon Cole. What's up, Shannon Cole? From awesome Roco. My folks at Roco, terrific organization. Big shout out to Roco. So team, put Shannon's, put it up on the big board, Shannon's questions. So Shannon had two questions, and they really could be answered with the same answer around marketing, around leasing luxury apartments. So Shannon's question was, Matt, okay, questions. How to rent luxury product when the area and neighborhood doesn't support it. Great question. And how to market to out of area prospects. All right. So Shannon, I am about to give you 6 quick tips that are going to help you with both of those. And Shannon, I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you hit notifications so you can leave more comments. You can ask me more questions and I'll make you more video answers. And that applies to everybody else as well. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel if you work in property management. My name is Matt Easton. I'm the founder of Leasing University. LeasingUniversity.com is the #1 sales training for property management professionals. Folks that go through our training lease 7 times more apartments. So let's talk a little bit about luxury apartment marketing. I said there's 6 things. Here's 6 quick tips for you. #1, this is so important for luxury. And I know you're stressed out right now. I know you're stressed out about your neighborhood, your market. You're thinking the area doesn't support the luxury community that you have. I get it, Shannon. I am with you 100%. Your job is stressful, right? You've got a multi-million-dollar asset there on your hands, and it's your job to make sure that it's cash flowing. But the first tip that I want to give you and everybody else out there that's working in luxury is to not assume anything. And I know it's human nature, and I know maybe you've worked in the industry for a long time and you're like, man, I just have a really gut feeling. Do not trust your gut on this one, especially when it comes to luxury. No matter how bad you think it is, trust me, it's worse. And my folks that I was just doing a Leasing University live event for in Virginia, I'm not saying your name, but you know who you are. Luxury lease up, gorgeous building. I wanted to live there. Right across the street, there was a building with razor wire, the kind of wire that you find outside of prisons. And I at first, when we started doing the live event, I was like, man, should I even bring it up? I was like, I got to ask you guys a question. Is that like a prison or a halfway house? Are there people incarcerated across the street? And they said, no, that's the affordable Section 8 community in town. And I don't know why they put razor wire up around it. I guess apparently they had some cars stolen from the parking lot. But that's what my people that we did the live event were dealing with. So they were stressed out. When you're stressed, please do not assume anything. Do not assume that your location is wrong, even if there's razor wire across the street. Do not assume that your price is too high. Okay? Even if it is money you could never afford and it seems absurd for you. I was in Maryland doing a live event. We had $9,800 2-bedroom apartments. You don't even want to know what their 3 bedrooms went for. Do not assume that your prospects will like your amenities. I'm going to repeat what I just said. Do not assume that your prospects will like your amenities. Please do not answer the phone and start rattling off a bunch of great things about your luxury community because you're stressed out about the price and you think the way of justifying that is letting them know every single amenity ad nauseum that the property has to offer. Don't assume that they're going to like your amenities. Don't assume that they won't like your blank, the area that your property is in. Don't assume that they won't like the fact that you're asking $3,700 for a 2-bedroom and the closets are like yay big. Don't assume anything. I just want you to clear your mind. Press the mental reset button and clear your mind. By the way, you can't change any of that. So there's no point in fixating on it. That's tip #1. Tip #2 is going to help you. Now that you're not assuming anything, Shannon, I want you to have a process. And I want you to trust your process. I don't care if they're having a party at the razor wire place across the street and like red Solo cups are everywhere. Or the person that comes in to look at that closet literally has all of their suitcases with them and they're looking funny at the closet. Trust your process. You need to have a very simple step-by-step process. I take everybody through the process. And I've even done this at times. I've even written trust the process or TTP on my wrist where nobody can see it, just to remind myself when things get stressful and I'm working with a hot prospect to just stay in my lane and trust the process. I'm sure you've got some sort of process there. If you don't, check out the Leasing University process. It's phenomenal. It's going to take care of you. You're going to be able to have 100% certainty that as long as I follow this process, no matter who the prospect is, good things are statistically likely to happen. So trust your process. Tip number 3, and this is huge for luxury, is phone skills are critical. Now, you had mentioned out of the area prospects. You need to be running to that phone, answering it within 3 rings. You need to have a very, very down pat phone process. This is going to be a competitive advantage for you in the luxury space because most people in luxury have the worst phone skills I've ever heard. Again, they're just spouting off amenities. It's all them, and they don't know how to ask the right questions. They don't even know how to answer the phone properly. They're saying things like, "This is Matt, how can I help you?" Horrible thing, worst thing to say. Never say your name up front and never say how can I help you. Those are the 2 worst things that you can say. You need to get a phone system, a phone process. Don't get a phone system. Please don't let the robot answer the phone. You need to be answering every call and taking your prospects through that journey, asking them the right questions. That's going to help you learn about their situation, what's most important to them. You're going to learn what they want to see first, why they want to see it first, and you're already going to have established a bunch of solid, actionable information that you can attach value to. So when they do complain about the price or the red Solo cups and the razor wire across the street or the closet that's yay big, you have now understood that there's other things that are more important to them and that are very, very valuable, and you're able to meet those needs to help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. And now suddenly price isn't a big deal. That part of the area isn't that big of a deal, and that closet certainly for sure is not that big of a deal. So phone skills are critical. Tip number 4. This is very hard to do in luxury, as I need you to always agree with your prospects. And this is part of our system for handling objections and handling complaints. And by the way, 90% of the things that you think are an objection, meaning it's going to stop you from getting the lease, i.e. razor wire across the street, bad part of town, whatever it is, are merely complaints. And it doesn't mean the deal is dead. It's just people complain, especially in luxury because our prices are higher. They're going to complain a lot more. It doesn't mean that they're not going to sign a lease with you, Shannon. So I need you to always be positive and always be in agreement. Wow, $3,600, that's insane. I hear you. I'm with you. It's a terrific, terrific apartment. I can't believe that closet is so small. I get it. I'm with you. I don't want to walk up those stairs. I hear you. I hate stairs too. Always make sure that whatever training that you have, that training is fundamentally going to keep you in a state of rapport with your prospect and keep you in a state of agreement. The last thing that you want to do is argue with that prospect and try and hammer home, which a lot of training does. They teach you to overcome objections. Anything you've learned on overcoming an objection, throw that out the window. Because when you're overcoming, it's the same thing. The word overcome is you're trying to be victorious over that person. You're trying to defeat them. You're overcoming them. You don't want that. You want to be collaborative and non-pushy, no pressure. You want to be their friend. You want to be their consultant. You want to be their trusted advisor. You don't want to be somebody that's going to prove them wrong. This place is great. You're going to love it. Or I'm going to make you love it. Throw that attitude out the window. Always agree with your prospects. Tip number 5, I need you to make a proposal every single time. And this is one that my luxury people miss all the time. Somebody will come in, you'll talk to them, you'll have a tour, and they'll end up leaving. And if I come, I'm going to ask you, hey, did you make a proposal? And you're going to be like, what? I don't even know what that is. Making a proposal is simply writing down the price. Grab a notepad hey, I really love the kitchen. I knew you were going to love the kitchen, Shannon. By the way, I can get you into this unit we can get you in on March 4th, and the price is $37.50. You're writing out the price. Don't have it printed out. You are writing it out in front of them. I want you to write out two things. One, the price, and two, the date that you can move in. Shannon, can you imagine if you went to shop for clothes and nothing had a price tag on it, right? You couldn't see the price of what you're buying. It really blocks your ability to make a decision. Now, if you just say the price to that person, they're not going to hear you. And if you bring something that's printed out, they're going to be a little bit more likely to make a decision, but not that much. They're also going to be more likely to beat you up on the price. But there's something about you in front of them writing out the price that makes that price easier for them to digest, and also solidifies the fact that you are sure about the price. And they can only be as sure about the price as you are. They can only be as confident that it's a good value as you are. And when you calmly and confidently write it out, hey, the price is $7,400 for this 2-bedroom, and I can get you in March 4th. And you don't flinch, you write it out, boom, it makes a huge, huge difference. Every single person that comes in and looks at an apartment, even if they say they only have 5 minutes, you should be writing down the price of that apartment that they step foot in right there on the spot in front of them. Comment below if you have any questions on this. I'm happy to explain. And the last tip I want to give you is always, always, always have a closing system. Shannon, if you don't have a closing system, and what I mean by that is you need to ask yourself, what are the exact steps that I take? Exactly what do I say? What do I do? And when do I say it? And when do I do it? And why? If you can't answer those 5 questions, you don't have a closing system. Now, everybody else at your property should also have the answer to those 5 questions, and their answer should be the same. This one thing right here is probably, I bet you would get 30% more leases just by having a standard closing process. Throw that out the window. I'll put a $100 Starbucks card on the fact that if you implement our closing process, forget 30%, you will double the leases that you have simply by using our closing system. It's knowing what to say, when to say it, and knowing why that you're saying that. And you need to have complete certainty in it. Everybody needs to be on board. Our closing system is very, very easy to learn. It's like 4 questions, but we explain the science and the psychology behind those 4 questions. Your closing system needs to be not pushy. It needs to be not salesy. It can't be manipulative. You're not going to use specials and promotions. A lot of times those specials and promotions actually just build doubt within your prospect. So make sure you get a closing system. I'll bet you a $100 Starbucks card that ours will double your leases. It's up to you if you want to take me up on the bet. And always, always go for the close. You should be trying to close every single person. That's where that step number 1, remove your assumptions. A lot of times we assume, they're not going to lease. They told me they only have 5 minutes. I can tell by looking at them they can't afford the apartment. Oh man, the place with the razor wires having a party. Who would want to lease with that noise going on? Don't assume anything. Always, always make a proposal and always go for the close. If you have these systems tight, Shannon, I promise you, get these systems tight. No assumptions. Have a process, trust the process. Have your phone skills. Always agree with your prospect, make a proposal, and use your closing tools. You are going to do dynamite things. You're probably going to end up CEO of the company. I'm serious. This is such a huge, huge opportunity for you. Let's stop worrying right now about the area because you can't change that. And with out-of-town people, all of this answer is the same, except what's the one thing do you think is more important with out-of-the-area people? The one thing is your phone skills, because oftentimes they're going to be shopping on the phone before they physically come there. I hope this helps. Hope you've subscribed to the channel. Everybody out there, my legion of leasers, my army of apartment maniacs, whatever questions you have, I'm Matt Easton. I'm your friend in leasing and life. Post your questions. I will answer them just like I answered the great and powerful Shannon Cole. And until the next video, I want you to be great and I want you to get those leases. Let's do this. I'm going to head over to the place across the street with the razor wire and go to the party. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. I'll see you on the next video, everybody. Be great. 500 of the top property management companies work with Leasing University. We conduct 100 live apartment leasing training events per year. We help our clients sign over 100,000 additional leases per year, adding $2 billion to their revenue. Leasing consultants that have access to Leasing University lease 7 times more apartments than the rest of the industry. Leasing University is new. Leasing University is game-changing, and Leasing University will get you 7 times more leases. Listen, the apartment industry has changed. The way people rent apartments today is totally different than it was yesterday. Today's renter has more access to information, and they've got more choices in apartments than they've ever had before. If you're struggling to get leases, it's most likely not your location, it's not your amenities, and it's not your price. It's your sales training. If you've been made to sit through a boring class or unrealistic online training, and you're not getting the skills that you need to work with renters, to help you handle their objections, and to make sure you close the lease and rent the apartment, well, that ends today with Leasing University. Our simple, fun, and exciting step-by-step online training and live events will give you the skills and confidence that you need to lease 7 times more apartments. Earn your certified leasing consultant credential in less than 30 days with Leasing University. Simply click on the link to get started and head over to leasinguniversity.com now to start your training.